What's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another day, another week, another video.
Zach doesn't like me anymore. He won't play Fortnite with me after I ask him to play with me, Fortnite with me, but he plays other
Man,
people, but he doesn't play with me. Pause.
okay.
Um,
Me and Polly were running duos the other day, man.
bro,
It was split
literally
screen up here.
since being home, I haven't like lost the Fortnite game.
I found that hard to believe. Or you're
I've
just,
played, I've
you know
played,
what? To your defense, we always got a ton of wins when we were together
I've played
back in the
three
day.
games so far. I've won every single one of them. I kid you not.
We'll run it up. We'll run it
Granted, two were in no builds because I play with my other friends
up.
from back at school and they suck at building. So they always make me play no builds when I play with them. So, but
Okay.
one was a build and that was my first one back on and I won. I just want to say that in the OG map, in the OG map.
No, that's the only way to play right now. I'm gonna be honest. If that was, I
Yeah, and
wouldn't be playing. Me and Polly
OG
raged
map.
yesterday. It got bad.
Yeah, you all rage quit?
Dude, we literally couldn't make it out of like our first landing spot. It was terrible.
Oh
Um,
Lord.
yeah, we were playing with some sweats. But I've had like it's weird. I posted that like win the other day, ironically, on my story, and like
Mhm.
8 people hit me up like when we running it. Um, my bad, y'all. I'll get to you when I get to you, I guess.
I get to you when I get. He's not gonna get to y'all because he didn't get to me yet. So
I got a queue. I got a
keep
queue.
waiting, keep waiting, keep waiting.
But yeah, listen, football, college football, almost over. Last regular season game this week. I know you want to talk about playoffs a little bit.
Yeah, I have a lot to
Before
go
I
off my
let you get
chest.
to that, I did see Travis won the whatever award was for defensive
The
player of the year.
Maxwell. Oh, I thought he went like the AP like player of the year, like the Maxwell award, I thought
He might have won
as
that
well.
as well.
I
And
thought
then
he probably
I know
did win that.
Jonty just won like the running back award.
Yeah, that makes sense,
Um,
obviously.
yeah, it really wasn't even close. I'm trying to see if I can find it real quick on my phone in my feed. I'm not seeing it at the moment though. Um,
Anyway,
he
Travis for
won the
Heisman.
Chuck. What is it? Bednark?
Oh, Bednarik, was that best corner or no?
Yeah,
Oh, it is.
yeah. So he
Oh,
did win that.
jeez.
Both very deserving Heisman candidates. Evan, now that one guy's season's over, the other's still going. Who's your Heisman?
Travis still. I'm sorry.
Travis.
Yeah,
I
it's
disagree. I just
I
flat out
just
disagree. I think it's gonna be Travis, right? He's a great athlete, but snaps is not a play or a statistic, right? And I don't know if you saw Ashton Jonty. He was saying the other day in an interview, defensive decent. Excuse me. Defenses had to change their entire game plan around him. Nobody's doing that for Travis. I'm going to be honest. The impact Ashton Jonty had, even when he still had people game planning around him. I mean, he still put up 200 yards against Oregon.
I agree. To your point, that I completely agree. But let's look at the defenses who are game planning him. Mountain West teams, Zach.
That's
Mountain
listen.
West teams. I'm sorry, that
I mean,
competition is
Travis
so weak.
Hunter's not played
If
that much
Travis,
better of comp.
if Genty does something against who will they play? Who will they play? They're the third seed. They'll play the winner of, I believe, Penn State and SMU. Let me see you run for 200 yards against Penn State. I'll give you all the credit in the world.
What?
But
So
these rinky dink
are you going
teams,
to discount
Colorado
Oregon then?
State. I'm sorry. What do you say?
You're just discounting Oregon?
In the second game of the year, Oregon, first of all, Oregon's defense is a little questionable. I will agree with that, but they're not the same team. I promise you that they played now. Like they played a different Oregon team, bro. The second week Oregon team isn't an Oregon team right now. I forgot they did play against Oregon, but bro, you're playing
Yeah.
against Wyoming. You're stat padding against Colorado State. I'm sorry, I have to take that into
But
some
I don't know.
consideration as well.
In my opinion,
Point. Yeah, I agree. He's getting all these yards. Zach, he's getting like 30 carries a game. That's
yeah.
a lot. Like, if you don't
Because
produce
if it ain't
that
broke,
many
why fix it?
yards,
Why
if you
fix it?
don't produce that many yards in 30 carries, like, come on. So
I
30
I don't
carries,
know.
that like that
Because
literally
if we look
means,
at if we look at Colorado, right? If we look at
yeah,
Colorado, their biggest games they've lost. They lost to Nebraska, right?
they
And then
did.
they lost to Kansas State. They've
And
lost
Kansas.
to and Kansas. Yep. And that's it, actually. But
Yeah.
none of these other some of these wins are good, yeah. But then you play teams like Arizona. Arizona is not a very good football program right now.
They're better than
Teams like
Wyoming.
Cincinnati. Cincinnati's not very good.
Cincinnati's better than Colorado State.
Colorado played Colorado State.
I know. I'm just saying you're comparing Power Four teams to Power Five teams. There's just like no comparison. What happened when Cincinnati went against Bama a few years back when they got into the playoffs? Killed. And competition
I
matters. I'm
think
sorry.
I
It's
think
in
it,
my
in
opinion.
my opinion, it depends how this bowl game goes for Colorado and how the playoffs go for John T.
I think the Heisman will be announced.
Will
I
it?
thought before. I thought before like Boise State will get the chance to play. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought before at least the second round of the playoffs because Boise State has that first round bye that they would have already
December
announced the
14th, the
Heisman.
Heisman will come out.
December 14th. I don't know exactly when the second round of the playoffs begins. Um, but that sounds like yeah, I don't know.
Ah, yeah.
December. Oh,
It
December.
will be
Bro, that's
before.
2 days.
Games are
That's two
scheduled December
days.
20th through January 20th.
Yeah. I just
A little owed,
December
I'm not gonna
14th.
lie.
December 14th is 2 days from now.
Yeah. But that is crazy. Dang. Because
Yeah.
Colorado
Crazy.
plays BYU, right? That's
They do.
December 28th. And then I don't know. I kind of want Colorado to win that game. I'm going to be very honest. I know we're
I
getting
don't
a
like
little,
BYU.
we'll give our predictions a little ahead, but as we get closer to the dates. But I don't know. I was never on the BYU train. Plus, I got mollywopped by Ponley the other day in NCAA at
Jeez.
BYU. So I'm over them.
Good Lord.
But
But
anyway, all right. Let's go into college football playoffs.
okay. Um, as everyone saw last Sunday, the first 12 team playoff was announced. And there's a lot of, debate between this SMU and Alabama debate who should have got the last spot. Obviously, it was pretty, I wouldn't say one-sided. To me, it was like 50-50 because you're looking at it in two comparison ways. And I want to bring this question to you, Zach, and also our
Yeah.
viewers. But what what matters more? So coming from a perspective of SMU, you go 11-1 in the regular season and you make it to your conference championship.
Yeah.
You lose in your conference championship. You lose on a last second field goal in your conference championship. All right. So, versus you don't make a conference champion. Mind you, SMU didn't play as good teams at all. I will say that
Of
at
course.
all compared to
Yeah.
Alabama. Alabama's in the SEC. So you have an SMU team. They're 11-1 in the regular season. Their one loss being the BYU, but they're beating teams who really aren't that good. And I guess their loss isn't, it's a decent loss. It's
Yeah.
okay. But it is only one loss in the ACC, which is a Power Five conference. They make it to their conference championship game. Obviously, they don't win it last minute field goal, they lose. You have Bama, they finished the regular season 9-3, right? They finished the regular season 9-3. They beat Georgia at home. They beat LSU on the road.
They have some great wins.
Great wins, but they lose to Vanderbilt. They lose, they lose 24-3 to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
And who's the other team they lose to? I can't remember. Tennessee, which is their best loss.
Yeah.
Tennessee,
Tennessee's a
100%.
good
Tennessee
team.
made it. Tennessee's, but those two losses to Vanderbilt and Oklahoma, really bad losses, in my opinion, for the
Agreed.
SEC. So, what matters more in deciding who gets a playoff spot? Because you're looking at a team. So if the playoff committee, they obviously chose SMU. They're the last team in, I believe.
Of course.
They chose SMU. So they didn't, SMU again, they didn't win their conference championship, but they didn't get punished for making that conference championship. So are you looking at a perspective like that, or are you looking at strength of schedule? Because Alabama has a crazy harder strength of
They do.
schedule, crazy harder. Well,
See,
I think, and it's in the
oh,
top 10 compared to SMU. And so you have to come. Do you let a team in who has a harder strength of schedule but does worse, or do you punish a team for playing that extra game and making it to their conference championship? Because I
yeah, of
personally think if there's bads to both of this because
course.
if you punish a team who made it to their conference championship, no one that would have changed the whole direction of the playoff forever, in my
Absolutely.
opinion. Because no one's gonna
It
want
makes no
to
sense.
play.
Like they
Exactly, no
cannot be
one's gonna
punished.
want to play in that game. No one's gonna want to play in that game.
Yeah.
The conference championship game. At the same time, though, if if you can play a schedule like SMU and not play any really good teams until you maybe get that one outlier in the regular season or a conference until you get to a conference championship game, what's the point of scheduling or putting harder teams on your schedule? Bama in the next few years, they have home and home games against teams like Notre Dame and
Yeah.
Clemson, and like they have these hard game schedules. Obviously, it's for the fans, but if SMU was able to do it and they didn't get affected and hurt by that, why should any other team, schedule these harder games? Because that's going to put them at a already, below at a loss when it comes to the end of the regular season and it's time to, rank people to get in the playoffs. So, what are your thoughts on that? What's more important to you?
So I think the college football committee made the right decision here.
Me too.
Um, you really can't punish someone for not winning it all, right?
Yeah.
If you were to take them out completely, that'd be crazy. Like to your point, teams would stop playing in the conference
Yeah.
championship. They'd be pulling their best players. They'd be doing whatever. But I don't know. Like Alabama, it's not that they didn't deserve to be here. They should have won those games, right?
Yeah. They should
They'd
have.
even won one more of those games. It'd be a completely different
That's
story.
it. Yeah, they would have been in.
But there's a reason they play in the SEC and SMU doesn't, right? It's a different
Yeah.
quality of football. If you want to, Alabama can change conferences and go win everything in a different conference. Sure. But they're in the SEC for a reason, and it's that competitive for a reason. It's a
Yeah.
little different, I know, but I think this was the right decision.
Yeah, I think it's the right decision. I do think though that Bama would have been more competition and a better game against Penn State compared to SMU
I don't
though.
know. SMU has potential.
They have potential, but if
I
if you
still think
lined up
Penn
Bama and
State though is
SMU,
going to
who's winning?
win.
If you lined up Bama and SMU, who's winning?
It depends which Bama team we're getting, right?
That is true. That
Jalen
is
Milroe's
true.
kind of been inconsistent here. I'm a little disappointed
Are
in
are
the season.
we are we
I was
getting are we
advocating for him
getting
earlier. I won't lie. Um, it just depends which
This is like are we getting 300 passing yards and 100 rushing yards against Georgia, or are we getting two pick sixes and three overall interceptions against, Oklahoma? It's like which one are we getting? The
Consistency is
team
the best
that
consistency, right?
exactly. Exactly. So
And
I just
SMU's
that
done
was
that.
the biggest thing. I do think the College Football Playoff Committee made the right choice. I also do think that Bama would have been more competition for Penn State in that playoff game though.
But this
So
was the right decision.
this was the right decision. So I'm interested as to how teams are in the future. College football teams are going to schedule their non-conference games and these home and home games that a lot of people really do look forward to.
Yeah.
Home and home games, they're exciting. They're great for fan engagement. You play team good teams in other conferences that you
I
don't
mean, that's what Michigan
normally
State
get to
tried doing,
see.
right? They have Boston College. They were there this year.
Yeah,
If
they have Boston
Boston College
College,
is coming here next year.
Yeah, Michigan. They'll go to Texas next year. So
Yep.
it's like,
And normally they
those
do it with
games are
every now and then they do it with Notre Dame as well.
exactly.
Both Michigan and Michigan State. But no, I think it shouldn't discourage teams from doing this, right? If
Yeah.
you want an easy schedule, get an easy schedule by all means, right? But if you lose one of those easy games, as we saw with Notre Dame and NIU, they and Notre Dame was a joke for a minute.
They were.
Really were. And so it's not given that you're going to win everything, right? But if it's that big of a problem with your schedule, go be an independent like Notre Dame's doing, right? They get full control over the schedule. They don't have to say, oh, we have a tougher schedule than blah, blah, blah. Because at the end of the day, they make their whole schedule. If that's a huge issue for like these SEC teams, which I'm not saying it is, I'm not saying any of them are complaining. I'm just saying if that's the biggest factor, then go be an independent and go make your own complete schedule like Notre Dame does.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So that was the main thing I want to do. And I don't think the playoff committee should. I don't like how Arizona State and Boise State got first round buys in my opinion. I didn't like that.
Did you see? Yeah, they got to kind of work on that. I think
I just
it's
think the top
a
four is
trial run
just
right now. Let's be honest. First year 12 team
see
playoff,
yeah.
but
I'm all for I'm all for home field advantage, but there's like
it's just looking at it. Whoever plays Arizona State from Clemson and Texas, guaranteed win, right? I'm not going to
same
discredit
with
Arizona State,
Boise.
but they're not that good. I think Boise, if it's SMU, Boise's going to
If it's
win.
SMU,
But if it's Penn
if it's
State,
Penn
no,
State,
no,
Penn State's gonna, and they have to travel to Boise.
they do.
I definitely think that a conference championship winner should get a home field
I think it
advantage.
should be a
But
guaranteed home field bid,
yeah,
but not a bye.
but not a bye. You
Unless
rank
you're
the
the Big
top
Ten
four
or the
teams.
SEC, I don't think it's necessary.
Yeah, yeah, me too. Rank the top four. The top four teams get a first round bye, and this year, in my opinion, it should be in Oregon, Georgia, obviously those two,
In all
Texas,
honesty,
and
in all
someone
honesty,
else.
they could go to a 14 team playoff, right? And only give the 1 and 2 seeds buys, and then just have the like Arizona State play the 14th seed, and then Boise play the whatever, right? Go like
Yeah,
that. But
I feel like adding more teams would be horrible. I already don't like 12 teams though. Like I think eight would have been perfect.
yeah, this is a little more than I would have
Going
wanted.
from 4 to 12 with just skipping over eight to me just doesn't sit right.
Yeah, we'll see. It's going to be a trial run, I think, for the next couple of years. No,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know that it'll go anywhere depending on how well it goes this year. Because I mean, the ratings are going to be insane. I know that much.
Yeah,
More teams
I'm
invested,
excited.
stuff like that. But
Who do you think is the best first round game?
first
There's a couple
round,
more questions.
I think it's going to be Tennessee, Ohio State.
Yeah, me too.
I
I think
It
they're the
could be
best first
Clemson. Don't
round.
get me wrong. It could be Clemson, Texas. That's going to be a good game. But Texas truly has looked insane. They kind of choked it off there at the end and didn't
Yeah, it
quite.
looks like Georgia's their kryptonite right now. I don't know.
I guess so, but luckily they're not meeting unless they both play in the Natty.
Yeah.
Could be a possibility, but um, I don't know. It's going to be um interesting.
Who do you think has the easiest path to a national championship?
I
I think
think,
it's Penn State. And why does Oregon actually have a
yeah,
hard path to the championship? That's weird to me.
I know. You would have thought that if you're
I
the
didn't
one
like that
seed, like that just doesn't make sense to me the way it's laid out. If you're the
at
one
all.
seed, normally you're playing the worst game, which would have technically had been the 12-5, I guess, right?
Yeah.
And I guess it does make sense because that's the guaranteed lowest seed that they're gonna play, if
Yeah.
that makes sense. Like Ohio State and Tennessee are both 8 and 9, and out of everybody, um, out of 8, and I guess that's like the lowest you could get. It's like I see where it is, but maybe it's just because of those two teams being there that it makes it that hard.
Yeah, maybe.
Because I don't know, but no, who's your favorite to win it all?
It's gotta be Oregon, bro. They
It's
just
kind of
haven't.
upsetting that it's gonna be Oregon.
Yeah, I really don't think it's gonna be Oregon, but it's just they haven't. They're the best team right now. They haven't lost
Yeah,
a game. They've been their
this
offensive
bye
play
week's
out of
gonna
their
be huge for
mind.
them too.
Oh yeah, they've been playing out of their mind. Like yeah, it's gotta be Oregon.
Yeah. Who do you think is gonna be the most disappointing team in this playoff?
Probably honestly, if Georgia doesn't get Beck back, bro, I don't know how far they're gonna go.
I'm looking for
I can see Notre Dame upsetting them. Oh,
I'm
Indiana
thinking
Notre Dame's gonna be a
Indiana.
good game in my opinion.
Oh, you
I think
do?
that would be the second best game in my opinion. Indiana Notre Dame because they
Yeah,
both really haven't played anyone like good, honestly. Besides Indiana, they got killed by
that's
Ohio
good.
State.
They did,
But
yeah,
Notre Dame, they haven't played anyone besides Ohio State. Indiana hasn't played anyone, so they both have. Obviously, Indiana has the better loss, but
yeah.
we're gonna see. I actually do like that game.
I think that could be honestly the game of the first best game.
Yeah,
Um, because I really don't know who's gonna win that one. Like I want to say Indiana could be disappointing, right? If they get blown out, then it's super disappointing. But I feel like it's gonna be a close one for that.
it should be. I'm picking Notre Dame for that one, just for the home field and stuff. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be. I don't think it'll be. Yeah, this will be Notre Dame's hardest game of
No,
the
I
year.
agree. I agree. But yeah, you got anything else for college football? No.
Nah, this is interesting.
Um,
I'm actually really excited for the playoff. I like watching these.
Absolutely love
Especially
the blue
because
ball games.
they're not the first round at least isn't a neutral site game. So I do
Yeah.
like to see these SEC Big Ten or I like to see that they're going into an actual college environment. So I
Oh
not
yeah,
just
it's
like
gonna be pretty sweet.
yeah, I think that makes it a little more
Um,
interesting than just like a neutral field where the
yeah,
atmosphere is just a little different. So I'm looking forward to it.
I do agree. But with that being said, it is Army Navy week, right?
It is
Who you got there? Navy goes
Army
to Army. I agree.
and
It's
Army.
pretty close. Army's looked pretty good this year. They have.
They have looked good. Their only loss is getting killed to Notre Dame, but besides that, they've been looking amazing this year. I do
Absolutely.
like Navy's uniforms better though.
No, I didn't see them yet. I'll look right
Well,
after this.
maybe
But
maybe I'm thinking of another team. I don't know, but
okay.
they always have cool
Um,
uniforms, so I don't know. I don't really
no, they
care.
normally do. They normally bust out some crazy stuff for these games. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah. So on that note, let's talk about Michigan State's end result, right? For college football, and then we'll move on from that. So a lot of guys transferring out. We knew that was going to happen.
yeah.
Duck leaving is going to hurt. We knew that was going to happen though because the DB coach is going to UCLA.
You're probably
Wouldn't
gonna
be
follow them
surprised if
there.
he might go right back to there. Um, I don't know if you saw Michigan State's Big Ten schedule came out for next year.
Yeah, I saw it.
Um,
I forgot who they play though. Can
I
you read it out to me?
let me see if I have it on my phone. I just
I
saw
think
it.
the programs though they're trying to get rid of everything and everybody from the Tucker era. I'm not gonna lie, that's what it's looking like to me.
Yeah.
So we'll see how that works out.
I,
Except
I
for
I
yeah,
think it was Monterey Foster or something like that that declared, and he didn't shout out any other coach other than Coach D'Antonio. Um,
yeah,
I like it. I don't know. It's kind of it's going to take a couple years to kind of get Smith's guys in and
yeah.
get these Tucker guys.
Antonio
But
just got inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame as well,
Patty
which is
did.
pretty cool.
That's huge.
Much deserved in my opinion.
Absolutely. So I'm looking at the schedule right now for Michigan State's football next year.
Yeah.
Week one's Western Michigan. When week two is Boston College home. That should be a win. We should have won this year.
Yeah, it should be a win.
I still think it'll be a win. So that's 2-0. Then we play Youngstown State. That should be 3. Then we go to USC.
We'll see how they do
Yeah,
with that time change.
that's gonna hurt. I
Yeah,
think USC is gonna have a nice little bounce back year too.
we'll see.
I
Lincoln
really
Riley, ever since being at USC, his team has regressed. He hasn't had
that's
a
true.
every year his record's been worse and worse. Just
I've
putting it
never
out there.
seen this bad of a USC team though.
Yeah, it's been pretty bad.
Then we get our bye week, week 5, week
Okay.
6 is at Nebraska. Um, who knows what that's going to be? Because I heard Dylan Raiola is going to transfer.
Oh
Um,
wow.
he's entering the portal or something like that. So that's kind of up in the air.
Okay, we'll see
Week
about that
7
one.
is versus UCLA. That should be a win.
It
But
should be. UCLA was really bad this year.
see, they're about to get a stud corner in Chuck. So and I know a lot of those Oregon guys like that DB coach. So
Yeah.
we'll see. And then we go at Indiana.
That probably be a loss.
We'll see. And then versus Michigan at in East Lansing. So
Should have been a win this year, but whatever.
we'll see. I think we can win next year. It just depends on that. I know Michigan's recruiting class other than this finesse of a quarterback.
Yeah.
Then we go at Minnesota, which
That
could
should
go
should be a
either way.
win.
Unfortunately, it should be a win though. Then we get our second bye
Minnesota's
week.
pretty good.
And then we're home against Penn State, loss. At Iowa, win maybe, and then versus Maryland.
Depends if it's at night. Yeah. So no Ohio State next year.
No, which is, you know what? They said they weren't going to, there was only one protected rivalry. Still a little surprised, honestly.
For us, or
For
this
yeah,
is
for us.
Michigan?
Our only one is Michigan, I think, right?
Jeez. Yeah.
I feel like, I mean, I get Ohio State not being protected, but
Yeah. It's not
we
really
do,
a
at the end of
rivalry.
the day, we do have like a rivalry with, who is it? Nebraska? Or is it?
No,
No, it's
Indiana. It's
Indiana, we have
Indiana.
another rivalry. And Penn State
Indiana and
have a
Penn State.
rivalry.
Indiana and Penn State, because we play
Um,
for trophies for both of those games.
so
So
I do completely get it. I don't know. And only two of the new addition teams being USC and UCLA.
no
So,
Oregon next year either.
no
So that's
Oregon,
good.
thankfully. I'd rather play UCLA and USC than
Oh
Oregon.
yeah, 100%. The Oregon and Ohio State.
Yeah, that too. But no, listen, this year was really disappointing, and we'll just leave it at that. Lots of room for potential growth, though. And I even think we're gonna. Kyle Halliday's back next year. He said he's coming back. Um, Jack Veerling, I think, is gonna come back. Aiden Childs isn't going anywhere. Nick Marsh isn't going anywhere. So a lot of core guys. As long as I know they're hosting a offensive guard, I think, from Northwestern, who's a stud
Okay.
transfer. He was here the other day. Hopefully that went well. Because our O line needs it. But well, I don't know. We'll see.
Childs needs to go to a quarterback camp. For the love of God, please stop
Yes,
throwing interceptions.
I do agree. Quarterback camp would be nice.
Yeah.
Um, put him through the Kirk Cousins training program.
No, don't do it. No, don't do that. Kirk Cousins hasn't thrown a touchdown in his last 5 games. Do not
Okay,
do
fine.
that.
Put him through the Connor Cook program.
Put him through the Jared Goff program.
Yeah, that too.
There
But
you go.
um,
I don't know. I think Jared
I
Goff
was just
likes
thinking
Michigan
MSU
more.
alum. But yeah, no, I know what you mean. Um,
Yeah. Sorry.
moving on to Michigan State basketball, I want to talk about real quick. Cassius had a child the other day.
I saw that.
Shout out, bro. It's huge. Wish him and his family the best. But Michigan State basketball, we're ranked. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how much watching you've been doing lately, but since Maui, we've looked amazing. We really have. I think we might be one of the better teams in the country if we keep looking like this. We we're insane. We only missed one free throw in our last game. Um, unheard of. Zapala missed one, but we went like 14 for 15 or something like that. And then our
That's really
3-point
good.
percentage is really turning around too, which is huge.
Oh, that's big.
All these guys are kind of growing into their own, and it's looking really, really good. Jiggy's kind of having a nice impact on the court. Moved into the starting lineup as well. That's huge. Team really plays better when he's on the court, and
Oh yeah.
I don't know, lots of optimism. I'm really impressed.
Yeah,
I
there's
can listen
optimism.
finally about Kohler. Jackson Kohler's really impressed me. With his
Really.
leap from last year to this year. He's lost. It looks like he's lost some weight, and he's really starting to prove he's a good big man, which I'm all
I
for.
just hope people don't let a win against Minnesota and Nebraska get to their heads,
No, I
in
I
my opinion.
I don't think it will. I mean, I'm not saying we're the best team in the country. I'm just saying we're looking like a good team. You know,
Because who
it,
did we lose to in Maui? I know we beat North Carolina, but we
we
lost
lost.
to some
Um,
teams that a couple teams we probably shouldn't have lost to.
why am I blanking? I'm loading it up.
Oh, who was it? Oh, was it Colorado
Lost to
one?
Memphis, I think.
Oh, Memphis.
Yeah,
We only played two. I thought we played three in Maui. Maybe I'm tripping.
we did play 3. We started out against North Carolina.
Won that.
North Carolina.
No,
No,
We beat
no,
North Carolina. No.
sorry, we beat North Carolina,
Yeah.
and then we played Memphis, lost to Memphis,
Lost.
and then I forget who we played after that, but
Was it Colorado?
it might have been.
I thought it was Colorado. Maybe I'm
Um,
tripping.
yeah, UConn definitely had the most disappointing thing from that. They said they will not be going back there, which is hilarious to me.
To Maui?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they're sorry.
Yeah, but no,
Yeah.
listen,
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm tripping. We beat Colorado, lost to Memphis, then beat UNC. So
okay.
actually that's pretty
I
that's
knew we
nice.
lost to Memphis, but
Yeah.
yeah. So listen, I'll take it. They've looked like a great team since then, though. But yeah. Moving along, the Pistons are playing pretty well. I don't know. Haven't been watching too much, but now that I'm kind of about to be done with school here, I'm about to lock in on the Pistons, start watching a little more basketball. Yeah, NBA in-season tournament's going pretty well. I think it's. Oh, I just looked it up earlier.
Isn't it like the Rockets and I know the Warriors lost the
Rockets
other
and
night.
Thunder versus the Bucks and the Hawks. I didn't even need to look it up.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Um,
Yeah, because they just beat the Knicks the other day.
Yep. So that should be a pretty good matchup. Honestly, surprised Rockets made it this far. I don't think they're a very good team. Um, Thunder might win the whole thing still though. And fun stat for you is Darvin Ham is undefeated in NBA Cup games. So
Oh, the part of the Bucks, right?
yeah, yep. So a little funky,
Jeez.
but whatever. But yeah, Red Wings are disappointing. I'm just gonna leave it at that. I have not watched too much hockey yet. Now that there is snow, though, I'm gonna start watching more hockey. Get that
Yeah,
going.
Red Wings are disappointing. Tigers won't spend money. Pistons are still not that good.
Yep.
There's only one team that's keeping us afloat right now.
Yeah, and that is the Lions. We had a great win this past week.
Ugh. I'm sorry, guys. I'll get more in hip with basketball and everything, especially not even well for the sake of just watching sports and for this podcast as well. But I need football season to get over with, because I'm still just doubting on football. But
No, listen, that's normally the lines aren't as good, so I lock in on other sports earlier. But
yeah,
it's a little different this year,
it
thankfully.
is.
So
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm cool with that. Yeah, that was a great win. What are your thoughts on last week's win Thursday night against the Packers? Because I think that was maybe not. I wouldn't. No, it was impressive. I'm sorry. It was, I think, both the most impressive as well as crucial win that we've had this season.
I agree 100%. It was a little tough, and we started losing a lot of people on defense. Um,
Oh, oh,
that was bad, but overall, I'm very impressed with how we are still playing. Right.
oh yeah.
Um, I know some people's parlays didn't work out too well for this week, but um, that's okay, right? At the end of the day,
It's not okay.
I saw a stat saying I saw it today in games where Gibbs and Montgomery both score a touchdown.
Haven't lost.
They're 11-0.
Haven't lost.
On on a funny note, Jamison Williams I saw is is related to Kieran Williams, the running back for the Rams. They're
Rams, yeah.
cousins, so
I did see that.
but you know, Lions look great. I think it's kind of hard when you have a huge loss at defense, but David Long was playing, Jamal Adams was playing, and there's one more
Quan
guy.
Alexander.
Yep, he was playing as well.
They're just finding ways to win, and they're just
Yeah.
doing what good teams do. I don't know how to explain it. Like,
I don't
dude,
want to sound cringy, but the word grit really comes into play.
yeah, it's just like you said, it's not even about learning the schemes. They just want you to go out there and
Make a
and
play.
give
They
it
want
everything. They
playmakers.
make a play. Just give it everything you have on every play, full speed. And these guys they're doing that for Dan Campbell. They're doing that for Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson. And it's just like
Absolutely.
a team like this, it's just you just look at them, and even with all the losses and stuff, it's like geez, these guys are still just like good. Like I don't know how else to explain it. It's an
Yeah.
unexplainable thing that they're doing. It's just
It's
they're just
really
doing
unheard
what a
of.
good team does. This is I've never heard of something like this ever in NFL
Oh,
history. So it's just
not
it
many
always
people I
takes me
know.
back.
Not I don't think there's a single team I know that's lost this many defensive starters and still finds ways to win games defensively, right?
Oh,
And I want to shout out all of Twitter and everything like that. For the first time in my life, we are on a different side of these referee memes, and it is
I saw that.
insane
I
to
saw
see,
that. I
dude.
saw
You and I were
that.
sending them back and forth. There was so many. For the first time in my life,
Oh my
that's how you know
gosh.
you're doing something right, is when your team starts getting the referee images. Now I know there's
Mhm.
some calls for the Chiefs that we all don't agree with, but listen, they're doing something right, I guess.
What has what is Dan Campbell? What is he? I feel like he's taking the league by storm right now. I feel like he's altering
Coach of
not
the year.
only Lions football, isn't but NFL football with what he's doing. Because it's just like
There's no
all
coach.
like I
There's
would have I would have kicked the field goal. I was ready. I was like, they're gonna kick
okay.
the field goal.
I didn't know that's where you were gonna go with. That was crazy.
Just say
I,
like the crap that
I would
he's
have probably kicked
doing.
the field goal too.
The crap that
But
he's doing
I don't know
is
if you
just like
saw. I don't know if you saw Nick Saban on game day said that he would have absolutely done the same exact thing. Now
well, yeah, well, obviously,
I don't
yeah.
know
From
if
a
Nick
coaching
Saban would have
standpoint,
actually done that back in the day, right when he was with Bama, but it was the right call. I think you don't want to give them a
well, it
chance.
was the right call. It was 100% the right call, but it's just, I guess, from a fan standpoint, I was just, I feel like a lot of fans, it was a no brainer, kick the field goal and just
Yeah,
hold out like you have been the entire game,
but at
and
the end of the day, when you have a different set, maybe it'd be different when we had our starters,
oh
but
yeah, 100%.
um,
That defense, yeah,
I
I like
completely
I
get
said,
it. Also,
his explanation makes sense.
speaking of defense, I don't know if you saw Carlton Davis is like the highest graded defensive corner in the league right now, as well as
He
the highest
deserves an
Lions.
extension.
Um, he gonna get paid.
He
I'm
deserves
okay
an
with that.
extension.
Huh?
You know what's like scary for me to think about? It's like we have so much cap space right now too. We're still like
You
top 10
do.
in the league in cap space, and we can get a lot of these. Like we signed Carlton's on a 1 year deal, and Zeitler's on a 1 year deal as well. Both of
Bring him
those
back.
huge impact.
Oh,
Bring them back for
Kamala.
2 year deals. Bring back, bro. We like. I'm getting more excited because I remember preaching to you about this in the offseason. I said, Zach, it's this year or nothing because we're going to
Yep.
start paying players after. But really, like looking at it, it's like a lot of these players they are either already on contract or they're signed to smaller 1 year deals.
And
What's
I
stopping
told
us
you we
from
would be we'd
re-signing
have
these
I told
players?
you we have like a 3-year window for all these guys before it gets out of hand with the money.
You're
And
right. You're right.
it I don't know, they're doing a great job with the financials right now. And I
100%.
don't think there's one piece. I don't even think there's one bad part of anybody's contract right now. Not to mention next year we'll get Hutch back. I don't know if you
Yeah.
saw they're planning on Anzalone being back at the NFC Championship game, I think.
I heard. I
End of
heard he
season.
could be back
No, it
like
was Hutch. Hutch, they were thinking could be
Hutch. Yeah,
back
Anzoni will
NFC
be back
Championship.
before then. Yeah,
I don't
Anzoni.
want that.
Anzoni will be back before the
Anzalone will be,
playoffs
yeah.
start.
Yep.
But
Which
I don't. If we don't have to play him, I don't want to play him. Same with Hutch,
I agree.
honestly, bro. If we don't
I
have to play
agree.
Hutch, bro, I don't want to see him until next year. I really don't. If you
I
don't have to
agree
play him,
100%.
I completely don't want to
Because
see him until next year. I'm sorry.
I
That
don't know
was
if you saw,
bad.
but Jonathan Brooks for the Panthers just retore the same exact
Yeah, the same
ACL. He's
same
been out
thing.
all year with. He's been out since he left Texas or whatever. He went to
Yeah,
college. That's
and
first of
obviously,
all
you know,
terrible, but
yeah, ligaments and tendons are different than bones. But if we
oh,
don't want to, if I don't have to see
I don't want to rush
Hutch until
anything.
next year, I don't want to. I would rather have a healthy Hutch, Reader, McNeil, and
Absolutely.
Zadarius
I'd
next
rather have
year.
everybody at 100%
Yeah,
than him at
I'm cool because I
75% for
still
the
think
game.
we can win this thing without Hutch
I agree.
playing.
I
So
saw something. It was like the Super Bowl America wants, and it was the Bills Lions, and then it was the Super Bowl that America's gonna get, and it was Chiefs Eagles.
Chiefs, Eagles, yeah,
I don't know. We'll see.
nah,
I
I
hope not,
refuse. I
but
don't know. I just feel like it has to be Super Bowl. If it's not Super Bowl, then this is a waste. This is like a bat. It's a honestly in my eyes, if you don't win the Super Bowl this year, bro, it's a waste of a season. In my opinion, I don't know.
yeah.
Maybe I'm the only one who feels like that. But this
I
off
mean,
the
I
stuff, don't
agree.
get me
Just
wrong.
because last
It's
year,
a
look how far we
memorable
made it last
season.
year.
I'm
Yep.
going to remember this season forever, and the things that we're doing, especially in our offense and stuff. But it's like a memorable season. But to make this season worth it, bro, we have to win it all. There's
I
no other
also
if
think,
ands or buts.
I also think if we don't win the Super Bowl this year, or even if we don't even make it, Ben Johnson's definitely gone.
I think Aaron Glenn's more gone than Ben Johnson, honestly.
No, Aaron Glenn's guaranteed gone. But I think Ben Johnson's gone if we don't win or make the Super Bowl. But if we win the Super Bowl, I think Ben Johnson comes back. I don't think he wants to. He said he doesn't want to be a head coach.
He doesn't.
So
He's a chill guy, just
there's
quiet. Just let him
I
call
can't believe
plays.
you
I don't
just
know. It's
busted
like he
out the
just wants
chill
to call
guy.
plays.
That's
You
crazy.
can't just he just
But
wants to
no,
call plays. Like just
I
let him call
agree.
plays. That's
Listen,
what he's good
I
at.
think there's no cap on coaching staff. Pay him, right?
I agree. Pay
We're
him.
making so much money right now in Detroit
Pay him.
from the Lions franchise. I'll even take a cap hit for him if that means he's staying, right?
Yeah,
Give him a nice contract, give him a nice little contract bonus, give him some incentives, whatever the hell he needs. I think he might be too valuable to lose.
I agree. Who's more valuable, Aaron Glenn or Ben Johnson right now to our team?
Dude, these guys are getting fired up for Aaron Glenn. They really are. It's a tough, that's tough because they both bring so much to the team.
They
I
do.
gotta go Ben Johnson though. I don't know our play calling would be as good. I don't know. That's tough.
I think it's Aaron Glenn because I don't know if any defensive coordinator will
Yeah.
still be doing what we're doing, losing
Third string.
though exactly this many
Yeah.
players, starting players on the defensive end of the ball.
I
I
might agree
definitely
with you here, honestly.
that's why I say Aaron Glenn. Ben Johnson, don't get me wrong, he's a mastermind. And honestly, when I first thought about it, I'm like, yo, we can't like live without Ben Johnson. It's just that like we haven't really had to he's obviously had to game plan and stuff. He does a great job
But
of that, but
there's not been
it's
some
like
substantial loss
exactly,
in offense for
exactly.
him to work around. Yeah. No, I agree.
Knock on wood. Knock on wood.
I think it might
Knock
have to
on
be
wood.
Glenn.
Knock
Yeah,
on wood right now.
I did.
Holy crap. Okay, good. Oh my God. I don't even put that in the air.
But yeah,
Jeez.
no, I do. I look. You think it might be Aaron Glenn
Yeah.
on that note. With that being said, you want to get into picks for this week?
Yeah, let's get into some picks.
I have not looked at the score for the Rams 49ers game.
I picked the Rams to win. I can prove I picked the Rams to win.
Okay. Um, I
Let
can't
me
even
see the
find it right now on my phone. Just scrolling through notifications.
Let me
So
see.
I'll just pick the opposite of whatever you said.
The Rams are
Just whatever.
lose. It's oh geez. It's 6-3. 49ers are winning.
Okay. Who'd you say was going to win?
I picked the Rams.
Then I will pick 49ers. Just to keep it fair.
Nah,
Um,
Zach just wants that free win.
yeah,
I'm joking.
I honestly think the Rams are going to win that game. Sure. Didn't even know the Niners were up until you just said that. But with that being said, let's get into Sunday slate. First game is Chiefs Browns. Just gonna
Chiefs.
type it
Chiefs.
there. Bengals Titans. Bengals.
Bengals.
Commanders
Sorry guys.
Saints.
Some of these really don't need any context. You said Commanders and what?
Saints Commanders.
Commanders, yeah. I was
Ravens
this
Giants Ravens. Cowboys
Ravens.
Panthers.
Who?
Cowboys Panthers.
This is the first one. Need some context. Ugh.
At
Honestly,
Carolina.
even though both teams lost, oh my Panthers shouldn't have lost, bro. But even though both teams lost this week, they put up really good efforts in their losses. Both
Absolutely.
teams did. I'm not gonna
Michael
lie.
was pissed.
I know.
And he's not paid, so we'll see what happens.
Ugh.
I don't want him in
It's like
Detroit.
I really is it. Do you know? Is it at Carolina or at
At
Dallas?
Carolina. I'm picking the Panthers. I'm gonna make that very clear. I think they're due.
I'll go Dallas then. Depending
Okay.
what you call it. This for yeah. I'll go Dallas. But I want the Panthers to win. I wouldn't mind pick the Panthers. So I'll go Dallas.
Jets Jaguars. Battle of the poop.
Wait, who?
Jets Jags.
Oh, I guess the Jets.
I agree. Jaguars don't have much right now. Dolphins
Not bad.
Texans.
Texans for sure.
There as
Is
well.
that Houston or Miami?
At Houston.
Yeah, I'll go Texans. I think it'll be a good
Colts.
game though, because it's
I
not
agree.
40 less than 40 degrees, so
Yeah.
Miami will play decently.
Colts Broncos.
Broncos, I'm tripping. Broncos.
Okay, I'm also picking the Broncos.
Yeah,
So we're
Broncos.
gonna go a little slower on here. Buffalo Bills come to Detroit and play our Lions.
So
I think we lose this one. I'm gonna be honest. This has been the game all year. I think we lose. I'm still
what was
picking
that?
the Lions. I want to make that very clear.
You know who I'm picking. I have the hat on and everything. You know who I'm picking. Give me the Buffalo Bills. This is why I'm picking Buffalo. Because every time I bet against the Lions using my rule, reverse psychology, it works. Why not keep rocking with it?
I have an 11-1 record again, or whatever we're at.
We're
I only
picking the
have
Lions.
against picking the Lions, and that was
I
against Tampa.
have I
We'll
have a
keep it rolling.
3-0 record doing the reverse psychology. Who did I pick? Hold on. Because I picked the Packers to win last week. I
Yep.
picked the Packers to win the first time, and I picked the Vikings to win that game as well.
You might have another one. I'm not gonna lie. I feel
Yeah,
like
I
you
think
said
I
it a
do have
couple
another
times.
one. I just can't remember who. Anyway, I haven't lost
Anyway,
using
yeah.
reverse psychology. The Lions are going to win this game. One, because they're the better team. Two, because the Bills don't have Jared Goff, Gibbs, Montgomery.
They
Oh,
got
I
Josh
and I
Allen.
will say, I gotta apologize. I said I'll apologize last week for using reverse psychology. I said I'll apologize to the every Lions starter. I'm sorry. Jared Goff, David Montgomery, Jameer Gibbs, Penei Sewell, Kevin Zeitler, Frank Ragnow, Taylor Decker,
Nope. Decker didn't play.
Graham Glasgow, huh?
Taylor Decker didn't play.
He's a starter.
No, but Dan Skipper started last week.
You're right. Dan Skipper, Reader, McNeil, Zadarius
Forgot the
Smith,
wideouts and tight end.
Pat O'Connor. I know. I'm gonna get to him. We'll do him.
Okay, I'm
Pat
just making sure. You
O'Connor.
were going all offense. I thought you were
I
going to keep
know.
going offense.
I'm just rambling. Pat
Okay.
O'Connor, David Long. I said Zadarius Smith, Jamal Adams, Quan
Jamal Adams started.
Alexander, Laporta, Brock Wright, Amon Ra, Tim Patrick,
Tim Patrick.
uh,
MVP,
J
baby.
Jamo, CD, Terrion, Brian Branch, Kirby, uh,
Jack
ugh,
Campbell.
I'm not Jack Campbell, Ben Neiman, Zilstra.
Who's our
I'm
free
just naming
safety?
things. I said Kirby and Branch.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I
Jack
don't know who their
Fox.
backups are. Jack Fox, Jake Bates,
There we go.
Hatman. I think he's the long snapper. Hatman,
Who's
Hogan
Vod?
Hatman,
What's Vadi's first name?
Vaki,
Yeah.
Sion, Vaki. I'm sorry, the Detroit Lions. I rooted against them and they won. And I'm sorry that I'm not rooting against you guys. I'm rooting for you. But as long as Zach keeps picking the Lions and I keep picking the
It ain't broke. Let's
opposing
not
team.
fix it. Let's be honest.
Exactly. If it's broke, not fixed, I'll sacrifice a loss. Zach needs to catch up to me anyway.
Ah,
So to
yeah.
make this more interesting, I'll pick the Bills this one. The Lions are going to win this game because the Bills don't have any player that I just named,
See,
and
it's
they don't
weird
have
because
Aaron Glenn,
I
Van
think the
Johnson,
Bills are
and
going to
Dan
win this
Campbell.
one. I'm going to be honest.
I wouldn't be shocked if they did,
Yeah,
but
I think this is a
there's
one
nothing.
loss here
Honestly,
or one
there's
more.
really, and I thought about this too. There's really nothing to make me say, "Yo, the Bills are gonna win this game,"
Yeah,
because I'm sorry, there's nothing in the world that's gonna make me say that. I think it's just I don't know. We're just Zach. We're doing everything right. We're a great football team. We're the best football team in the NFL. And when you've been doing what we're doing, we don't know if we'll ever lose again. Like this season, it's just I don't know.
I hope
It's
not.
just
I hope not. You better knock on
we're
wood
not
now.
normal. We're doing things that shouldn't be happening. When you have luck coupled with being a great team, you're not gonna lose. Like there's nothing in me that says that the Bills are better than anything that the Lions are doing or any player. There's just not.
Right.
Especially
I'm not
and
arguing.
we have the 12th man at Ford Field too. We're winning this game. We're winning
Yeah,
this game.
I
It's
like
really
it.
I'm just and this is probably the first time, and I don't know, it's kind of crazy, ironic that it's against the Bills, but that's the first time I've really had to like sit and like just ask myself, like, if you even think about like why the Lions would lose, like what makes you even think about that? Because they've done nothing to in the this year outside of maybe a couple games to really like make me feel like the Lions are gonna lose this game. Like I
Oh
don't
yeah,
know. They're not.
sure. I get it. Yeah. Now that we're done with that, moving on. Next pick, Steelers Eagles.
Eagles,
It should be a good game. Eagles. I
Eagles,
agree.
Eagles,
Eagles are
Eagles.
unfortunately on fire right now, and we would
I
love a
know
lot.
they're just killing because it's like this won't lose. Just one. It's like if they
Saquon
just lose
Barkley is
one
close to getting the record
game.
too,
If they
all-time
lose
rushing,
one game, the Lions have number one seed on lock. They just need to.
all-time in the
Carolina
season.
should
Sorry,
have beat them.
huh?
No, Carolina should have beat them. How did
Yeah,
Leggett drop that pass? You gotta make that's a touchdown.
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, bro.
um,
Ah,
next is Patriots Cardinals.
cards.
I agree. Um, Buccaneers Chargers.
Ooh, this is a good
Could
one,
go either
actually.
way.
This is a good one. I think the Chargers will end their two-game losing streak. I think they'll get the win this one.
I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers. Um,
It's at Tampa or at
Chargers.
LA. Oh, yeah, give me the Chargers.
I'm gonna pick the Buccaneers, mix it up a little bit. Um, Buccaneers are still insane at the end of the day. I need Mike Evans to have a day. But yeah, Packers Seahawks
At Green Bay or at Seattle?
Seattle.
I mean, the Packers don't. We beat them twice this year. They have no, determined. Like they don't factor in anything with that the Lions are doing right now.
If
Give
K9 plays,
me
I think the Seahawks win. I want to make that very clear. I'm gonna pick the
who?
Seahawks.
Oh, K9.
K9 was like a scratch last week. Um, but I'm gonna pick K9 this week and take the Seahawks.
I'll go the Packers. I think they might bounce back. Even though I'm rooting for the Seahawks, I'll go Packers this one.
Next, there's two Monday night games. The first one is at 8 p.m. Bears at Vikings.
Vikings.
I agree as well. The next one is at 8:30 p.m. Falcons at Raiders.
Falcons. Even though Kirk Cousins is playing the worst football of his career and should be benched for Michael Penix Jr.
Gotta go like similar. Ironically, Kirk Cousins was our poster guy for last week. Um, just ignore that.
Awful. Just
Um,
awful. Just crap the bed. To the
yeah,
Lord, Kurt. I was
that
rooting
was
for you,
that
bro.
was a little brutal.
That was
Um,
very brutal.
yeah, so that concludes our picks here. I do have one more thing to end the segment, and that's a start bench cut. I actually made this last week when I was looking at Troy Polamalu and all of them respectively, I believe. But it's tight end edition. Tony Gonzalez, Gronk, and Travis Kelce. What you doing here, Evan?
Jeez.
Another tough one.
I'm gonna start Gronk.
Okay. I'm gonna do the same. I want to make that clear.
I will start Gronk. I'm gonna.
Gronk and Kelsey are like the same age.
I know this is
That's
kind of
crazy.
crazy. I'm gonna start Gronk for sure. I think that should be unanimous.
Of course.
I'm gonna bench Tony G and I'm gonna cut Kelsey.
All right. I'm gonna do the same exact thing. I start Gronk because listen, there's never, I don't think ever been a more dominant tight end, right?
Ever,
That man,
ever.
that man would literally one hand catch something and then run over the guy right in front of him just because he wanted to.
Exactly.
Um, yeah, that's Gronk was insane. I'm gonna bench Tony Gonzalez because I feel like his numbers speak for themselves. He
Yeah,
is one of if I mean obviously this is arguably he's definitely a top three tight end of these
for
guys.
sure.
I think Gronk's dominance and them what Gronk won kind of made him a little bit higher than Tony G, but it's listen, I still don't think Travis Kelsey's there. I know Travis Kelsey has some more of the statistics
Yeah,
now
he has the
on his
rings and
side,
stuff. I
but
just
I'm gonna
as
cut
a
him.
player,
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
as a
just gonna cut him
player,
because
I'd rather have.
he's kind of. I don't want to say he's not dominant because he definitely is. But when I think of like pure dominance, I think of both the other guys being
Yeah,
more uh, physically imposing and more like you have to game plan around them
I agree.
than
You
Travis.
have to game plan, and I think the reason why Kelsey, so you have to game plan around Mahomes. And I feel like that's why Kelsey is gets so much
Yeah.
shine and stuff, and all the weapons that Mahomes have around him. But
Not
you
to
forget
mention
the
this
game
whole
plan
time.
against these players singularly.
Kelsey was the number one guy, what, last year, this year, whatever the hell. And he's not putting up as big of numbers as people would have thought. I know the whole first part of the season was a little disappointing for him. Um, you never really saw that with Gronk or Tony Gonzalez. Even Tony Gonzalez's later years in Atlanta
Yeah,
were
he was still
still
dominating. Yeah,
really
with
good
Matt
as well.
Ryan, he was still
Yeah.
dominating. Yeah.
But yeah, that's all I got. Evan, you got anything else?
Go Lions, bro. We're gonna win this game.
Go
And
Lions.
even if we don't win this game, we're still gonna make number one seed. I'm just happy we won
I
last
agree.
week, bro. That was like the biggest thing.
That was huge for us. It was. Especially because of divisional foe. Um, but yeah.
Exactly.
With that being said, that's going to end it from us. Thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace, guys. Be safe.